2 touchdowns in the first period, but since then their offense has been shut down somewhat. And let's take a look at the statistics here. Passes, 12 of 19 for the Roadrunners, 140 yards in the air to 85 for Gavilan. And then the rushing yardage, 20 for the Roadrunners, 18 for Gavilan. Not very effective running today.
Once again, no damage by other team. As you can see, the big thing there, Gavilan with those 3 turnovers. And that has set up Butte nicely deep in Gavilan territory. Kickoff by Winchell. Will go to Gooden. Gooden fields it at his own 12, trying to work straight back up the middle, now trying to break it outside, and gets met immediately at the 19-yard line by Dudley. So once again, Gavilan has poor field position to start out with.
Well, opening off the second half of play, Gavilan unable to score on that last exciting drive of the first half, but they able to start off here and see if they can continue where they've been going. They've had the momentum, I'd say, even though there's been no score for Gavilan the last 3 or 4 possessions.
Early on, Mark Modes and his defensive scheme really fooled Gavilan, showing a lot of different looks. Finally, Gavilan seemed to solve the problem, moving the ball at least, getting a few first downs. Quick handoff, straight up the middle, nowhere to go once again for Jason Bracey.
We might note, if you're looking at the picture and it seems a little bit fuzzy, there's a very powerful radio tower that we can see very clearly here from the stadium that interferes with our picture somewhat. And also the rain is pouring now. At halftime, the rain really picked up and it's coming down hard out there now.
We can see it coming down, and not really sheets of rain, but very steady and starting to pick up a little bit in its intensity. Lights have been turned on here at Ratcliffe Stadium.
Ball on for the yard gain, 2nd down and 9.
They credit Bracey with 1 yard, 2nd down and 9. Brent Evans really has to turn it up a notch in the second half to get his Rams back into the ball game. Pressure by Lucas on the blitz. Evans has time, lost one over the middle to his favorite receiver, Sullivan. Sullivan drops the ball, fumble picked up by Butte College, lost again. A scramble for it. Who gets it? Del Carlo of Butte says the Roadrunners have it. Is it true?
If so, it's the 4th turnover for the Roadrunners if they do have the ball.
Well, clearly I could see number 58 for Butte College, Matt Gulbranson, had the ball. He handed it to the official, and that is true. Butte College gets another turnover in their favor.
4 turnovers now for the Roadrunners. Here's a look, an offside roll by the quarterback, a good play. And it would have been a first down, but the ball was left on the turf.
Well, Branson's the one that stripped the ball away and then had an opportunity to get it back. As was pushed and shoved around on the turf. 4th turnover by Gavilan. 2 interceptions and now 2 fumbles. And once again, Butte College in great field position, taking over this possession on Gavilan's 31-yard line. Quick hand up the middle, the bow, nowhere to go.
As you see on your screen, probably the worst area of the field as far as the footing goes, right there around the 30 or 40-yard line.
Big turnover to start the second half because Gavilan had the opportunity getting the ball, first crack at it in the second half, and they gave it back to Butte on the second play. Hank Brown checks into the ball game. Hasn't seen very much playing time this afternoon. Most of it has been going to Bob Gaither. High formation once again, Johnson and Atkins. Atkins coming across on a little slant pattern. He has a blockers and drops the ball. He had some room, but he was worried about moving upfield.
Well, the halftime really changed the complexion of the game because it's really sloppy out there now, as you can tell in the last few plays. Here's a look at the replay of that last one. It's a little dump over the middle. This play has worked very well today, but that one was dribbled.
Rain has not let up for 1 second. And now coming down stronger than it has all afternoon.
Fortunately, the wind has stopped briefly. The rain continues to fall here.
Single back formation, 3 wideouts. Hughes rolls, near side. Trying to get the pass off with the defender in his face. Nice play by Matt Short. Did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. He stepped out, came back in. He was worried about his footing down there and trying to keep it in. And until I think he stepped on the sideline before he caught the ball.
That time, Matt Short found a huge hole in the zone. He was by himself, probably 10 yards between him and the nearest defender.
4th down and 10, and Rigsby is not sending out Merrill to do the punting. Both Coach Rigsby and Bill Perkins have gone for it a number of times on fourth down. Most of the time, the defense has won those battles. Big situation here for Gavilan. They get the ball back without too much time lost. If Hughes can't complete for the first down, Hughes looking downfield, tries to get Johnson in and out of his hands, and he is walloped, sandwiched at the 10-yard line. Should have caught the ball, and then afterwards he paid the price.
Joe Johnson on his hands and his knees now, getting up, and watch this sandwich play. Nice pass, plenty of time, beautiful. And that's the kind of pass that he needs to hold on to, and he knows that because he was hit anyway.
And Joe Johnson working his way off field, and then eventually he's just squatted down. Sandwiched in between Bryce Faulkner and James Easley. And then he also had to deal with their best defensive player and probably their biggest hitter, that being from Gavilan, Jimmy Singleton, was on his back also.
You can't blame him for hearing footsteps, but he took the punishment regardless of whether he caught the ball.
Joe Johnson had one touchdown reception, the second score for Butte College. Butte College scored early in the first quarter with Bilbao going over from 1 yard, and then Johnson on the completion from Hughes for the second score. The second attempt for the extra point was blocked, and the score stands 13-0, but Gavilan gets the ball right back and not in a bad shape at all at their own 30. Back to pass, and now he drops the ball. Evans trying to work that same slant play that has been successful for Atkins at Butte College, and he just plain and simple dropped the ball.
That'll be a big loss on the play of over 10 yards. And we noted that it's raining pretty hard here. And
luckily for Evans that he was able to beat Tyler Sharp to the ball. Loss of 15 yards.
Well, Gavilan can't really get things going here in the second half. And as we started, they've had two plays that have been two fumbles. Fortunately, only one was a turnover. Roadrunners were only able to keep the ball for 1 minute, though, so.
Play action fake and a broken play. Now Evans trying to work something out of it. Will pick up a few yards, and that's about it. Getting near the 20-yard line. It seemed like he wanted to give it to Cedric Rieger, so Rieger was by him before Evans could get it to him.
Here's a look at the replay of that one. Yeah, he definitely did not want to keep the football.
Third down and 21.
Third down and 21 after the fumble as he tried to cock his arm for the pass. The first down play.
So for the first down, the Rams need to get up to the 41-yard line. Just underway here in the second half with Butte on top 13-0. Second annual Dairy Bowl. Evans rolling out, and there's that little slant pattern, but Mo Simon's all over that play. Wow. Slamming Eric Jennings 2 feet deep into the turf.
Eric Jennings wondering why he had to catch that. he would have been better off just dropping that pass. He had no chance.
There you see Mo Simon more used to terrorizing quarterbacks with 6 sacks. That time sending a nightmarish tackle to Eric Jennings. And to do the punting in his own end zone will be number 12, Kevin Sullivan. Back at about Gavilan's 45-yard line to receive the punt, Bob Gaither. Good snap, Tyler Sharp with a little pressure. Good punt. And he'll take it at midfield. Working his way slowly, tough footing there. Still on his feet. Gains about 3 yards on the return, but good field possession for the Roadrunners and a big opportunity to take a little more wind out of the sails of Gavilan.
Yeah, with 10:34 to go in the third period, the Roadrunners have gotten the ball twice now already in Gavilan territory.
Very true, 4 possessions and less than 5 minutes have gone by. So quickly, both teams giving the ball back and forth. Hughes has 2 receivers out to his left. He has Hank Brown as tailback and Baboa's the fullback. Handoff, Brown right side, working his way upfield. Has some room, nice move out the far side, and that'll be a first down for Butte.
Well, we talked earlier about how Hank Brown is a very shifty runner, and he showed it on that play, and he was able to get good traction as he went to the outside.
Jimmy Singleton. Good for the first down. First and 10 for the Roadrunners.
Ball will be spotted on Gavilan's 33-yard line. Here's a replay. Nice move, as you'll see, just slicing it back inside, avoiding the tackle of James Eastley. First and 10 for Hughes. Same setup except Matt Short is in for Joe Johnson. Play action, and Hughes running out of territory and running out of time, and is bounced out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds by number 52, Sam Kay.
Tackle made by number 52.
Hughes will not pick up any yardage on that play, and that'll bring up a second down and 10.
Second down and 9.
So now Coach Rigsby opting for a little ground action, try to take some time off the clock. Gaithers replaces Brown at tailback, and Johnson comes back in at a split end position for Matt Short. Hand up to Gaithers, and he drops the ball, and a flag comes in late. Coming up with the ball, actually, after the play was over, was number 46, Bobby Abbott, for Gavilan, but the play was already ruled dead. Offsides against Gavilan. So maybe Steve right there, just because of the offsides and the early movement, kind of threw off the whole play for Butte.
So that'll be just second down and 5 for the Roadrunners. A little scuffle went on right after the end of that play. Todd Graham, one of the offensive linemen for the Roadrunners, was in a small shoving match, and we'll see that as action goes on here.
So instead of third down and long, it'll be second down and 4 for Butte College. First down markers about the 23-yard line for Gavilan. Once again, another running play, and Gaithers drops the ball, and he's kicking it around. The ball is still loose, and it goes out of bounds. They'll lose about 4 yards on the play.
Fortunately, he was able to kick the ball all the way off the field that time.
Loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Gaithers, once again, just never had it. There was a good handoff, a good exchange between himself and Hughes, and right when he got it, he just dropped it immediately. Second straight fumble for Gaithers. Fortunately for him and the Butte College Roadrunners, it didn't result in a turnover.
The Roadrunners are leading 4-0 in the turnover category at this time, but they're threatening to give one away here.
Third down and 8. Again, an eye set up, and there's Hank Brown breaking one tackle, working his way upfield inside the 30-yard line, well short of the first down.
Yeah, that next tackle, if he was able to get 3 from that, he would have had a clear pathway to the end zone. Or at least, you know, pick up the first down on the play. Now it's fourth down. The Roadrunners are going to go for it again inside the 30-yard line. There's no way they could kick a field goal in these field conditions.
Coach Perkins and Coach Rigsby, as I've mentioned, has gone for fourth down many, many times. And I think out of the 7 or 8 attempts by both sides combined, one has made it. 4th and 8. Hughes play action fake. Stumbles, has a receiver, and Cooper almost intercepted, though, by the Gavilan defender, that being Carl Swanson, as that ball floated far too long.
Yeah, Cooper was open on the play, but Swanson closed the gap as the ball was in the air. And now with 8:52 to go in the third period, Gavilan will get the ball back. There you see he was open, but the ball was floated up there a little bit too long.
So once again, another fourth down attempt is thwarted by the defensive unit. Gavilan takes over, and the ball has been around the 30-yard line of Gavilan for the entire third quarter. 8 minutes and 52 seconds remain in that period. Butte College up 13-0. Gavilan not challenging them in the least with their offensive unit. Brent Evans comes over center. 3 wideouts to his right with Jason Bracey as his tailback. Bracey gets the handoff, has plenty of room up the middle. A lot of running room. Bracey could go all the way, but he breaks one more tackle. And that touchdown-saving tackle made by Anthony Cannella, but not before a big, huge gain by Jason Bracey into Butte College territory.
There is the first time that we have seen the Bear defense suspect. We've talked about it before the game and during the game. You know, how they're all rushing at the line of scrimmage. There it is, wide open. There's only one man back there. Unfortunately, a defensive back was able to come over Cannella to make the stop. So
Anthony Cannella saves what might have been a 70-yard touchdown run by Bracey. Now, all of a sudden, Bracey has 62 yards on the ground.
Well, there's one play. The Roadrunners only averaging giving up 9 yards a game rushing. There's a big run and one.
Now in the backfield is LaShawn Woods. Play action fake to Woods. Going over the middle, dangerous pass. Trying to go to his favorite receiver, his tight end, Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan well guarded by number 58, Matt Gulbranson.
This is the area of the field where the Roadrunners have gotten tough each time. Here's a look at the replay again. Fakes the handoff and then just fires it. He got around on that pass a little bit too much on the release, which was more beneficial than when he didn't get around on it and he fumbled that one earlier.
Oh, exactly. If he'd thrown it anywhere near his receiver, Gulbranson had an opportunity for a third interception for Butte College today. Instead, it's second down and 10, ball on Butte's 36-yard line. A lot of people at the line of scrimmage. Play action fake. Throw out there. That could be a lateral. As the officials are calling it that way, it seems like. No initial signal of incomplete, and now there's confusion. Hey, guys, there's no replay. You have to make the call on the field.
I think they've been watching too much TV.
They have, and they finally make the call after thinking about it and realizing there is no booth upstairs.
Well, that is a heartbreaker. That's the 5th turnover of the day for Gavilan, and from that angle...
Tough call from that angle, as a number of us are watching on. The pass was attempted for Robert Gooden, but it wasn't a pass according to the officials. It was a lateral. Very close. Very, very close. And poor officiating there because you need to make a decision right away, and Gavilan fans not happy.
Yeah, the fans do not like that. You know, the fact that the officials stalled on the call. I was thinking when the pass went to him, that he should drop it because he was going to lose yardage, but it was a lateral, so we were wrong.
Hank Brown up the middle, pulling defenders along with him, and he'll gain about 5 to 6 yards.
Well, if things don't change from this point forward, 7:56 to go in the third quarter, Gavilan, 5 turnovers, Roadrunners, no turnovers. That will be the difference.
Number 61, also, Chuck Summers. And number 30.
Gavilan once again, really, that time they weren't moving the ball as successfully as they were in the second quarter, but a big play and a big opportunity well into Butte territory. And with the fumble by number 22, Robert Gooden, they give Butte the ball right back. Hank Brown did gain 5, and he remains in the ball game. Atkins comes over to the near side as the flanker. Joe Johnson as the split end. The movement from Gavilan, but no flags, and Hank Brown is dragged down in the backfield. Good pursuit and good tackle made by Chuck Summers.
The Rams defense is pumped up, and they've really held the Roadrunners in check here since the first quarter.
But very soon, the defensive unit will be very tired and very frustrated and very discouraged in their offensive unit because the offense can't do anything, and when they eventually have something good, they lose the ball. Loss of 2 on the play. Third down and 7. Clock running under 6:40 remaining third quarter. Single back formation. They'd like to go to Cooper on this play on the far side. This time coming over here, flag down. Hughes going deep. And fortunately, he finds an open territory. Attempted for Atkins. Well defensed by Gavilan, and holding is the call against Butte College.
Here's a look at the replay, and Joe Hughes showing his arm here going deep down the field, but just basically throwing the ball away. Holding on the Roadrunners, and their offense is really having troubles here. If the Rams could get something going on their own offensively, the Roadrunners will have some trouble holding this lead.
And according to our stats, Butte College on third down has not gotten the first down. They're 0 for 10. And fourth down, we know they haven't had much success either.
Penalty is going to be declined. That'll bring up a 4th down for the Roadrunners. And, you know, anyone can speculate on how many points you put on a turnover. A turnover's worth 3 points. Is a turnover worth 4 points? Well, it's 5-0 in turnovers, so they're worth 3 points. That's 15-0, and our score is 13-0.
So Merrill in to do the punting. 4th punt, I believe, of the ball game. And back deep, someone who is dangerous but hasn't done any damage whatsoever, Robert Gooden. Clean snap, Merrill looks it over. Line drives one down to Gooden. Gooden lets it hop, picks it up, running backwards again. And that's Bebeau. Guaranteed special teams MVP. The believe that fourth punt by Maryland, that's the fourth tackle made by Bebeau against Gooden.
Bebeau is 6'1", 210 pounds, and it's amazing how quickly he gets down there to make the tackle, and he's made every tackle on punts. Again, the return man here moving backward when he gets the ball, and that's not a good thing to do, especially in the rain.
So he lost yardage once again on the return. He has to be in negative yardage on punt returns. And he doesn't do his offensive unit any favors. Once again, taking over deep in their own territory at the 16-yard line. Single back formation. Bracy. Not much pressure on Evans. He has time, and he overshoots his intended receiver, that being Eric Jennings. Jennings can leap, but not 20 feet in the air.
Yeah, Jennings on that play must be getting frustrated with having to go up and leave his body exposed, but that one was way overthrown.
Second down.
There's a real good shot at the quarterback, practicing the follow-through.
Evans has put the ball up a lot. In the last 6 attempts, he hasn't completed anything. Clock stops at 6:23 remaining third quarter. Second down and 10. Gavilan has found a little success on the ground with Jason Bracy. Let's see if they go to him here. No. Bracy in as a blocker. Once again, another out padding to Jennings, and Jennings catches the out short of the first down.
He needed to get to about the 26-yard line. He was only able to get to about the 23.
Once again, those short out patterns has been the call for Gavilan.
Third down and 4.
Good coverage by the Roadrunners. You saw there on the replay that most of the receivers were covered downfield.
The officials decide to spot the ball on the 22-yard line, so it'll set up a third down and 4. As Steve mentioned, they need the 26-yard line to keep this drive alive. They need more than that. They need to get the ball downfield and get Butte into poor field position. Third and 4. Evans looking back to Bracy. He has Bracy wide open. First down, and Evans took another hit.
He's earning his money in the pocket today. Hung in there for the first down pass. And if things continue the way they're going, the Rams might lose this ball game, but they're going to beat the Roadrunners in total yards.
First quarter was just completely dominated by Butte College. That's where they scored their 13 points. Second quarter, maybe a draw, maybe a little advantage to Gavilan. Third quarter, still up in the air, but Gavilan has had the ball a little bit longer and has done a little bit better than Butte. Bracy straight up the middle, no sir. Dragged down one player in on the tackle was number 51, Derek Mertz. I believe Tyler Sharp came screaming through to help him out.
The Roadrunners were all over that call. There wasn't a very good decoy on that handoff. So the Rams have they've kind of hurt themselves on first downs today. They've had a lot of plays on first down where they've been sacked or fumbled or moved themselves backward.
They lose 2 on that first down rushing attempt. Second down and 12. Now in the backfield, Cedric Rieger. 3 receivers top of your screen. Brent Evans shifting his tail back around. Now Rieger in motion. Going downfield to his tight end. Oh, it's a nice reception. It's drilled by Dudley. Kevin Sullivan trying for the tough reception over number 58, Matt Gulbranson.
Brian Dudley came up on defense and laid a big shot that time. Here's a look at that replay. This play was a good pass. It was thrown right where the receiver could catch it. And Dudley was able to get there. Fortunately, the Roadrunner linebacker was looking the other direction for the Rams.
So Evans, once again, he's been here before. Third and long, third and 12. They need to get the ball to their own 43-yard line. Evans with only a 3-man rush. Moke Simon applying a little pressure over the middle, and that'll be short of the first down. Jennings on the reception once again, and there's a familiar sight. Brent Evans sitting down.
Here it is again, rolling again to his offside. Good pass, but just not enough for the first down, and you could see that with that type of pass over the middle, the receiver doesn't have much of an opportunity to run once he catches the football.
4th and 6, so Sullivan will come in for the punt. Gaithers back to receive it. Not much pressure. And a good punt by Sullivan. Gaithers takes it on his 23, going outside. And will get back close to the 30-yard line. The 29-yard line is where Butte College will take over this possession. But finally, for Gavilan, they put Butte in a semi-bad field position, if you will, in comparison to the others. It's bad at Butte's 29-yard line.
Well, the Roadrunners have been getting used to getting the ball in Gavilan's territory offensively. Now they're going to have to earn something here.
And we've been praising Gavilan's defense, and we should. They've been playing very well since that first quarter was over. Now is the time to come up with a 3-and-out, no yards gained type of stand. Single setback to the bow. Short Atkins and Johnson out to the left of Hughes. Short drop. Atkins. Sandwich at the 35 and spins down just past that. A gain of 6.
I was just trying to note that there were some big cushions given to the receivers on that play, and that's what they tried to hit, a little short pass.
Also on the stop, number 30, Jimmy Singleton.
Actually, they're spotting the ball on the 36-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 3. Gain of 7 yards on that play. Matt Short out, Hank Brown in, so they'll go back to that I formation on 2nd down. Once again, Gavilan with that 4-man front. 2 linebackers also up at the line of scrimmage. 6 players up close. And up to the bow. He breaks up the middle. The big man rumbling and stumbling past midfield into Gavilan territory.
Huge play for the Roadrunners, picking up that great field position, getting into Gavilan territory.
Good job by Below. The first hole wasn't open, so he just sidestepped past his center, that being number 50, Marvell Martinez. And there you see Brace. He's had a couple good runs, but overall, Jason's been shut down by Butte College. Over 60 yards, but most of that coming on that big run where he almost broke it all the way. Ball on Gavilan's 49-yard line, 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Third quarter, Butte in charge, 13-0. Hughes rolling out, has 2 blockers in front of him. Has plenty of time, comes back to Joe Johnson, overthrown.
Joe Johnson wanted to complain a little bit about the coverage. He was bumped, but I don't believe that ball was catchable.
Also number 11, J.D. Beasley.
Hughes wisely, tough throw even to complete, but made sure that nobody was going to catch the ball. With the incompletion, that sets up a 2nd down and 10. But once again, Steve, Butte has asserted themselves as far as field position. If they can't do anything, Gavilan's going to take over inside their 20 again.
The key for Gavilan again is they've been able to move the ball up to around midfield, but once they get in Roadrunner territory, the drive always stops.
Second down.
Play action to Gaithers. Hughes looking deep downfield, going over the middle to Cooper. Nice touch pass, just out of the outstretched arms of Mike Cooper. He had a step on Jimmy Singleton.
Yeah, Cooper was open, and he doesn't have the great speed of a wide receiver, but he made an excellent effort on that play.
Excuse me, I thought Singleton was on defense. It was Carl Swanson, number 58 for Gavilan. If that ball is well thrown and perfectly timed, Cooper's in the end zone. So another incompletion for Joe Hughes. Matt Short and Joe Johnson out. 3rd down and 10. 2 wideouts and an I formation for Hughes. Hughes, once again, fakes the delayed draw, and then has the ball out in the flat. A well defense by Gavilan.
Gavilan did an excellent job because the Roadrunners really tried something there with a good fake and then a little screen pass that was set up, but Gavilan wasn't fooled at all.
Now, Beau coming into the ballgame, where we had him for 12 receptions for the year.
Yes.
He has to be close to double digits in that reception category. Back deep once again. Gavilan utilizing 2 punt returners. One on the far side is number 4, Cedric Rieger, and the other one is nearer to us is Robert Gooden. But every time they get the ball, they run backwards. Merrill for his 5th punt of the ball game. A little more pressure this time. He gets it off, and it's a good one. Fair catch is called for, and Rieger makes the catch. Look at the territory once again they got themselves into at their own 16.
Well, the Roadrunners again were able to move the ball far enough to drive the Rams deep into their own territory. 1:15 to go here in the third quarter.
And the only good thing about that punt is they didn't lose yardage. So the third quarter has been a stalemate. Gavilan moving the ball a little bit more effectively than Butte, but they've been pinned in their own territory on every possession of the third quarter. And only, as Steve mentioned, only 1:15 remaining in that quarter. There's a little end-around attempt by Robert Gooden, and he is met immediately in the backfield by a number of defenders, leading the way, number 51, Derek Mertz.
I would hate to see the statistics, but I would guarantee that the Rams are averaging at least -3 yards on first down. That's a credit to the Roadrunner defense, just blowing the gaps on that play.
On that play, they lost close to 5 yards. We'll call it down second down and 15. And you're right, Steve, it's always second down and long, which usually leads to third down and long. Evans rolling toward us. Passes behind his receiver. Tough catch to be put the ball down by Pat Knutson. Couldn't quite get his timing and his hands all together once.
Roadrunners were right there. Even if he had caught that ball, he would have picked up maybe 2 yards.
So now Brent Evans on this play, Steve, is forced to throw the ball downfield, and that requires that he has some time in the pocket, and for most of the time he hasn't.
Well, the Roadrunners needed a good performance from Bridges, Del Carlo, and Dudley, and they've gotten it here today. The secondary has not been burned yet today.
Evans and Bracy, as you see, in a semi-slot position. Bracy being utilized as another blocker, going downfield. The catch is made and very close to a first down. Completion made to number 22, Robert Gooden. And he might have it with that spot very close.
Looked like he got a really good spot here. Here's the quarterback. Now he's rolling out to his strong side, where you see how much more he gets on the football when he rolls that way. It's very necessary when you're trying to pick up 15 yards on a play to have your quarterback rolling where he can throw the ball hard.
Now with this amount of time left, Steve, I'll put you on the spot. If they are short, does Coach Bill Perkins of Gavilan risk going on fourth down and not making it and giving the ball back to Butte, or does he punt it back to the Roadrunners?
He'll punt it back to the Roadrunners, or I would punt it back to the Roadrunners. They're inside their own 30-yard line.
Will he have to make the decision? No. Half the football better than the marker. So Gavilan keeps the drive alive.
Just seems like such an uphill battle for Gavilan, because right now we feel like they're doing a good job, but they get themselves in a 1st and 15 situation deep in their own territory. So this is only, a first down, where it seems like they've done something great to get a first down.
And with the reception and keeping it inbounds after the measurement, the clock ran out. The third quarter is over. Gavilan might have gained more yards in that quarter, but nothing on the board. It's still 13-0, Butte College.
He won't pick up much yardage. He tried to cut around the Roadrunner defender, but a great open field tackle again.
He made the reception past the 30-yard line. The officials will give him that yardage, but then once again, the Gavilan disease of running backwards.
Here's a look at the replay again, coming across the middle. This play looks so good. Coming across, hits a sprinting receiver, but it only picks up a couple yards.
Donnie Taylor has been all over the place. Right there, chasing down a faster Jennings. making sure he doesn't get any more than the yardage he gains just from the reception. He did get 3 yards, so it's 3rd down and 7. Another long yardage 3rd down situation for Gavilan. Once again, the fake inside handoff. Now he wants to throw it to trouble from the get-go. Evans on his back once again, faking the handoff to Gooden, and then the screen was set up on the far side. But just too much pressure applied by number 51, Derek Mertz.
Evans just threw that ball away, and once again you see his number there. He can't even read what his number is. Looks like he's a small 10 instead of 13. And that's because he's been on the ground.
Been intercepted twice, been sacked 4 to 5 times, and has been hurried and knocked down a dozen times more, if not more than that. Once again, the punt and snap is bounced in front of Sullivan. A Gavilan roll, and they need as much as possible. And it goes down to about the 28-yard line of Butte College.
They'll get about 43 yards out of that punt, so that really helps their effort, but now they have to stop the Roadrunners again and pray that this offense can get going behind that man right there. And he looks like he's frustrated.
Kevin Sullivan not happy with the punt right there, but he can't be too disappointed about the outcome. But what he's more disappointed about is the scoreboard. It reads 13-0 Butte College.
Well, the punt ended up getting a good net for him at 42 or 43 yards.
Joe Hughes, there you see last year how he did very, very well. Of course, he had Eddie Stewart behind him last year. Stewart ran for 2 touchdowns, a ton of yardage. Straight up the middle, Gaithers, and Gaithers will pick up 2. Once again, now Butte College and Coach Rigsby and his entire staff keep glancing over, as we do, to the time remaining. Still plenty of time. 13 minutes and 25 seconds. Clock is running in the 4th quarter. It is plenty of time, but the way Gavilan's moving the ball, they might need another couple quarters. Hank Brown now in at tailback. 2 receivers to Hughes left. Short drop. Going deep. Joe Johnson, intended receiver, and Johnson, the ball was thrown inside when it should have been thrown outside.
The defender had perfect positioning on that play. He was out in front of Joe Johnson, and then he just slowed up. And he was in charge out there. Joe Johnson had no chance.
Jack Maloney, I believe, is the cornerback on the play.
Here you see the defensive back in front of the receiver, and you missed it there, but he had slowed up, and the receiver had no chance to get to the ball.
Bryce Faulkner was the safety on the play, but credit Jack Maloney for screening Johnson off, and as Steve mentioned, just fantastic defensive position. 3rd down and long now for Butte College, 3rd and 7. Big defensive effort here, because if Gavilan can stop them, then they'll get good position. There you see Joe Hughes enjoying another good Dairy Bowl performance. Not a whole bunch of yards, but he's got his team in front, 13-0. Looking downfield, receiving a little pressure. Look out from the blind side level. Number 92, Ryan Meta.
The Roadrunners are very, very fortunate that that was not their first turnover of the day, because that was the kind of hit that usually causes the ball to come out.
It's amazing. Gaithers drops the ball twice in a row when nobody even touches him, and then Hughes gets hammered and hangs on to the ball. But big play for Gavilan as Hughes loses yardage back to the 25-yard line, a loss of 6 on the sack. So Merrill looking for a big kick. Number 4, Cedric Rieger, as usual, and good. Number 22 for Gavilan, back to receive. They're lining up about their own 45-yard line. Merrill gets a good snap. The kick is off. Low line drive, returnable. Gooden takes it at his own 38-yard line. This time he's running straight in the middle, runs into his own player, dances around, and is down at the 42-yard line.
We have a scuffle on the field after that punt. That was the first time he actually took the ball straight up the middle, but his blocker wasn't expecting it.
His blocker was turning around, seeing how much yardage he's going to lose, and instead running straight up the back of number 8, Bryce Faulkner, as we'll see on the replay.
Can't really see the beginning of the scuffle after the play on that replay. But now, once again, the Rams will try behind their quarterback, Brent Evans, who has not had a great day here this afternoon.
And Gavilan still has enough time, 12 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter, to utilize their game plan of short passes. 2 receivers to Evans's right, 1 near side. Johnson Joseph. Looking Joseph's way, going deep, and Joseph stopped, and now he continues on and almost makes a reception, and a late flag comes in. Pass interference will be called against Angelo Bridges, and Bridges is upset with that call.
Seemed like a really tough call on Bridges. Bridges, who has 5 interceptions on the year, has not made any mistakes today, and I don't really see the interference there. He was going for the football, and there was some contact, but it did not look like pass interference, however.
Did not look like it really interfered that much with Johnson Joseph catching the ball. Rigsby saying, hey, they both were going for the ball. Give my player a little chance of making a play.
Yeah, but defender's not allowed to do that. I don't know what they're even on the field for.
I guess you just have to wait for him to catch it, then you can tackle him. Big break for Gavilan here as they get the ball finally again into Butte College territory. But as you've been mentioning all afternoon, Steve, this is where the drive seems to run out of steam. Cedric Rieger now replacing Jason Bracey in the backfield. But basically 4 receivers to the right. Evans back to pass, looking downfield. Jennings slipped on his cut. And also good defensive coverage by Anthony Canella.
12:04 to go, and the Rams really need to try and get a score on this drive, or else the Roadrunners are going to be able to work the clock.
Gavilan really can make this ball game interesting. It has been well fought throughout the first quarter, and obviously the score will be 0-0. That first quarter, Butte had its way with Gavilan. Could have made it worse. Fortunately for Gavilan, they only scored 13 points, and Gavilan is still very much in the contest. Second down and 10. There you see Evans put the ball up a lot. And 2 of them has gone into Butte College's defenders' hands. Going out to Jennings. Jennings around the 40-yard line, inside the 40. That'll be a pickup of about 5 yards. Nice play by Gavilan to set up a 3rd down and about 5.
At this time on 3rd and 5, they really need to make sure that the receivers go far enough to get the first down. It's happened to them a couple times where they've completed nice-looking passes, but they've been short of the first down. Now is the situation if they don't make it here with 11:45 to go. Either they want to pin the Roadrunners very deep, or they might even go for it here on 4th down, or on 4th down if they don't make it here on 3rd down.
And for Eric Jennings, he's seen the ball a number of times. 9 receptions for 65 yards. So you see the game plan there, short yardage for the receivers. But as Mr. Steve McElroy was pointing out, they need to get past the marker on the routes. Evans rolling toward us, looking downfield, going deep, wants to go deep, has no time. Now he has his running back on the other side, doesn't give it to him, and overthrows his intended receiver, Fernando Rodriguez. But he had Jason Bracey in the flat, and if he gives it to him, it's a first down.
Bracey had a first down on the play, and that was a real tough break. But exactly, Evans was probably thinking what I was thinking. I want to throw the ball far enough to get a first down, so he wasn't even looking at his running back standing over there, number 5, as you saw in that play.
And with the play taking so long to develop, a lineman strayed downfield, so even if the ball was thrown to Bracey, it would have been nullified. Legal man downfield is the call. Obviously, Rigsby will decline it, and obviously, because there's no question here, Bill Perkins is forced to go for it because he's down 2 touchdowns. True, there's a lot of time left, 11 and a half minutes. And he's going against what I was just saying. They're saying, hey, maybe finally we can pin Butte inside the 20. Let's give it to them and see what our defense could do because we've been playing good defense.
Well, the Roadrunners haven't had the ball inside their own 10-yard line or 15-yard line yet today. The Rams have lived there.
Gavilan calls a timeout because I was trying to figure out what the heck they were doing. Kevin Sullivan's their punter. And they didn't send him in. They just sent a whole bunch of players in. There's only 8 players right now on the field. Maybe 9. Whatever play they're going to try to run, it wasn't going to work with just that few amount of players on the field. Situation is 4th down and 5 on Butte's 40-yard line, just inside, so it'll be a short 5 if they try to go for it. Obviously, Brent Evans is lobbying to go for it with his coach, Bill Perkins, trying to figure out what would most benefit his team.
You know, the punt's no guarantee. If it goes into the end zone, they get it back out at the 20-yard line. But they really would like to pin the Roadrunners deep at least once this afternoon.
And once again, looking at the flags, they'd be punting into a relatively mild wind, about a 10-mile-per-hour wind coming into their faces. You see offensive lineman Mike Salgado, winded and muddy and everything that goes along with a rain-drenched game. Butte College on the other side playing with a world of confidence. They've been able to stop Gavilan on every fourth down possession that I can remember.
Big Mike is 321 pounds, by the way.
So after thinking about it and talking it over with all of his...
There he is, 321 pounds. And today, oh, he probably weighs about 340 with all the water that's probably attached to him. He's going over to get some more.
4th and 5, hand up straight up the middle. First down, Gavilan. Brave call, going for it on the ground. Jason Bracey.
Can you believe it? Running up the middle has not worked all day, and then all of a sudden it works on a 4th down.
And the officials, for no apparent reason, will measure. The spot is past the 35-yard line, and it looks like the marker is right on the 35, so it shouldn't be a problem. But of course, we're a good 40 to 50 yards away from the field. And no, they say Butte College stopped him just short, and it was maybe a link or two away. Surprisingly, from my angle, it looked like he had it by a good football length.
I think the chains were a little bit curled up over there on the sideline because it did look like he had the first down.
But credit Coach Perkins for making the correct play call. Bracey had a lot of running room, but Butte College quickly responded and getting there in time. Big defensive stand there with Butte College taking over possession with 11:25 remaining. Yeah, a lot of time, but Gavilan still can't move the ball when they get in Butte College territory. Butte College leads 13-0. I formation behind Hughes. Hank Brown in a tailback, and he'll get the ball up the middle, breaking it outside, trying to find some running room, and is pushed out of bounds by number 11, James Eastley, and also number 46, Bobby Abbott.
Unfortunately for the Roadrunners, that stops the clock.
Although the officials, I agree with you, Steve, he was pushed out of bounds, but they said the play was over before he got out of bounds.
Well, that worked out well for the Roadrunners.
There you see Bracey on the year.
Yeah, today he hasn't been a factor, and he was an inch short of being a factor on that last play. He's obviously not happy with that.
Hank Brown now has over 20 yards, 26 yards on the ground, 2nd down and 5, clock ticking away, 10:50 remaining, 4th quarter. I formation once again, Hughes quickly to Brown. Brown has a little room and then slips and falls. Trying to make a move to the outside on number 46, Bobby Abbott. He had a little room out there, but lost his footing.
So Gavilan again, very successful in stopping the Roadrunner offense. However, Brown stopped himself on that play.
Lost a yard on the play, so 3rd down and 6. Gavilan, don't need to tell you this. Gavilan needs the ball back, and they need it right now. Need to stop him here on 3rd and 6 because they need 2 touchdowns to win this ball game. Hughes, short drop, has a little pressure, has Atkins. Atkins met immediately. Great defensive play made. That's Nick Marinetti on the defensive effort.
Here's a look at the replay again. A quick out pattern, a good cushion by the defender, but notice how fast he responded. And no first down for the Roadrunners. Now they'll punt again. And this is a situation where if they would have punted on that 4th and 5 instead of going for it, they would now have great field position.
Obviously, no gambling now. Put away the dice for Coach Grigsby. Conservative play now, and that's a good call. And going forward, a lot of 4th down, no decision whatsoever. Punt the ball away and let your defense take over for Coach Grigsby. Merrill receiving a little pressure. Gets it off, and Gavilan did not touch him. Good Butte roll. And it'll roll inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. So Gavilan will have to go a long way to score their first touchdown if they want to get back in this ball game. 9 minutes and 8 seconds remaining.
That was the first time today that they've had 10 men rush the punter, and they weren't trying to set up a return.
Now for Gavilan, Steve, I would imagine they just have to spread out the field and elongate their offense. They've been going 5-yard routes. They can't do that now.
And the Roadrunners, it looks like right off the bat, are going to send an extra man deep.
3 defensive linemen, but there's 8 players up at the line of scrimmage. Short drop and had to get rid of it early, well before Jennings made the cut. Brent Evans forced to throw the ball away to avoid the sack.
Bridges was over there on defense, and what the Roadrunners did, they did not send any extra men deep. They're still using the corners out there man-to-man, but the cushion was 12 yards that time.
You see Evans right there. He's saying it was completely his fault. He knows he has to hang on to it. He's taken a number of hits today. You can't blame him. He doesn't want to take any more punishment. Only 3 seconds were taken away there on that attempt. Just on face value, you look at the clock and you say, yeah, there's a lot of time left, 9 minutes and 5 seconds. But Gavilan kind of showing a little desperation now. Longer drop, the ball is nicely thrown out to the flat, up near a first down.
Looks like he's going to be a yard short of the first down.
LaShawn Woods with the reception. And one of our cameramen took a pretty mean hit on the sideline, as you see on the replay. There was enough for the first down with just under 9 minutes out remaining. First and 10, Gavilan with the ball on their own 34-yard line. Single setback and Jason Bracey. Short drop going out to Jennings. Jennings trying to avoid the tackle of Cannella, but Cannella's been all over him all day. Ball is loose. But no, they're saying, what is he saying?
We don't know what they're saying. Cannella with another big play defensively.
They're saying that he was down, but it's kind of weird because he was still standing. Saying the play was over, a whistle was blown, so the completion is made, a short gain.
Well, a moment ago you said that, the 13 points seems like a huge lead the way things are going. In this game, there hasn't been any established running game, so each team's, the possessions are incredible.
And watch cameraman Larry on the sideline, taking the hit, losing the camera, and almost losing his head in the process.
I think he kept the camera from hitting the ground, though. Doing an impressive job, and now he's been benched for a while.
2nd and 8, plenty of time for Evans. Evans going deep, he has Jennings open. Jennings leaps and catches the ball. Catch made in front of number 21, Angelo Bridges, and if Evans makes a better throw and leaves Jennings on the feet, Gavilan's in the end zone. Another big play that gets Gavilan into Butte territory, but can they do something with it this time?
I have been waiting for that play all day because Jennings is a leaper. Out there man-to-man coverage, the guy can go up for the ball.
Big completion from Brent Evans to Eric Jennings.
But right now they're on that scary part of the field again. How many times have they driven the ball down to the Roadrunner 30-yard line and then just stopped? This is the time they need to answer.
7:45 remaining, clock ticking. Evans adjusting his offense. Bracey, the lone back, short drop. Out to Johnson Joseph. Joseph makes a catch. Cannella once again trying to drag him. Joseph's loose and he'll go all the way. Touchdown, Gavilan, and puts him right back in the ball game.
And there it is, the pass to Joseph, a little man around the corner, breaking the arm tackle and going all the way. He's 5'8", 155 pounds, and that speed was able to get past the outstretched arms of the Roadrunner defender. And we've been waiting for the big play all day, and 2 of them happened in a row against the Roadrunners. And now we've got ourselves a real ball game here with 7:31 to go.
32-yard hookup between Evans and Joseph. Credit Joseph with a good 25-yard run. 5-play drive going 76 yards and only taking a minute and a half off the clock. But now trouble with the snap, and that'll cost him. Look at Evans, flat on his back. He is the holder for Gavilan. And he just could not handle the snap. A low snap, and he never got it down. And to attempt it was Jim Devlin. And that is a big play, Steve, because they didn't have to go for 2. They scored 2 touchdowns. They win 14-13. That is if they can hold Butte.
What is interesting now, Dave, What is interesting now for the Roadrunners, today they have had to do things that they haven't done all year. They've had to mix up their offense with short passes, long passes, where all season they have run the football and controlled the clock. Now they're going to have to go back to their bread and butter with 7:31 to go and control the clock and run the football. So all day we've seen them do something different, and now they're going to have to do what got them here to begin with.
And the scary thing, if you're a Butte College Roadrunner fan, is to look at that and saying, God, Gavilan has shut us down on the ground. Can we do it?
And they have shut them down overall since the first period.
And still celebrating on the sideline, Gavilan, finally, the relief, you can feel it just coming, everyone coming onto Johnson Joseph. And a quick onside kick attempt, but the only problem is he didn't kick the ball 10 yards. Everyone up around the ball, and they were just going to try to kick it and have the blockers out in front. Surprising Butte, it would have worked, it looked like.
It was a great setup, and it was executed perfectly, except for the one man who kicked the ball, or rather missed the ball.
Now, it seemed like Robert Gooden did the kicking, although usually Jeff Crowell will kick it. Whoever it was did not do a good job. They only kicked it 7 yards.
Well, with 5 turnovers for Gavilan, and now an onside kick, that's as good as a turnover right there. But the Roadrunners will get the ball at the 37-yard line.
I don't know about you, Steve, but I don't agree with the call. Your defense is playing well. If you get a good kickoff and pin Butte deep, you have a good chance. Now, it's trouble. 4 defensive linemen for Gavilan. Handoff, Gaithers. Gaithers up the middle, has some room, breaks it to the outside, and he'll pick up about 5 yards.
James Easley with a big tackle coming up from his defensive back position.
7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Gavilan just scored on a 32-yard pass from Brent Evans to Johnson Joseph. But then, with Evans trying to hold the ball for the place kicker, Jim Devlin, couldn't control the snap. So the score is 13-6. Butte College, 2nd down and 6. Ball on Gavilan's 33-yard line. Hughes gives it to Bebeau. Bebeau straight at the middle and is dropped. Once again, Jimmy Singleton from his linebacking position stops him for about a 1-yard gain.
Stop made by number 30. Jimmy Singleton, number 46, Bobby Evans.
Big 3rd down play. 3rd down and 5 coming up. 6:30 to go in the ball game. The Roadrunners leading 13-6. Trying to hold off the Rams here.
Butte College needs to get the ball close to Gavilan's 27-yard line. They have it at the 32. Hughes, short drop, looking over the middle. Has no time, runs out of time, and he'll be dragged down at the 31-yard line. That one's a coverage sack.
He'll actually pick up a yard on the play, so it will not count statistically as a sack. 4th down for the Roadrunners. And what do you do here if you're the Roadrunners? Go for it at the 30-yard line? Or
well, for Merrill, it's a 48-yard field goal. Forget about that. Even though he has the wind, you can't trust the slippery ball in the slippery field position.
I wasn't thinking field goal. I was thinking maybe a little pooch punt down into the corner.
Rigsby's thinking, let's go for it and try to get it, obviously. And if not, Gavilan has to go 70 yards. 5 minutes, 22 seconds remaining. Clock milking its way down. 4th quarter action. Good 2nd annual Dairy Bowl. Hughes, the draw, Hank Brown, no way. Gavilan responds. I believe initially number 46, Bobby Abbott with the stop.
The defense is pumped up. They should leave this defense on the field to run the offense. Here it is again. Delay play to Brown. Brown buried.
So Gavilan takes over at their own 32-yard line. 68 yards away from maybe scoring the tying touchdown if they decide to go for 2, the winning touchdown. But that's a lot of work in front of them with 5 minutes and 9 seconds remaining. Brent Evans now has a lot more confidence after that touchdown throw to Johnson Joseph. Once again, 3 receivers. The one in the slot is number 22, Robert Gooden. Jason Gracie in the backfield. Short drop, wants Gooden. Gooden's coverage going deep downfield, and the pass is completed. A nice catch by Eric Jennings. Ball was underthrown, and Jennings now saying, hey, we definitely have a chance.
Jennings has had a huge day. He has showed how well he can leap today, but that time he showed how well he could skid to the ground and hold on to the ball. 5 minutes, 1 second to go. Roadrunners leading 13-6, but the Rams are driving.
And once again, it's up to all the media to vote on the MVP. Mine's remaining blank because there's no way I'm going to vote until this drive is completed. 4:45 remaining, fourth quarter. Short drop. Evans looking over the middle, has a man open. Breaking tackles, moving downfield, inside the 20, bouncing around, still on his feet, inside the 20, down to the 12-yard line. Number 33, LaShawn Woods, penalty flag down. Be careful here before Gavilan starts to celebrate.
Holding against Gavilan. That will crush the huge play.
Let's see somehow if we can pick up the holding. Happens in the interior.
And here's a look at the pass over the middle. Now watch this running. Eludes one man, cuts inside, bounces off two more. For many of these players, this is, well, for over half the players, this is their final junior college game. And there are a lot of scouts here, and they want to make it to a good Division I school or move on to the four-year college level.
So LaShawn Woods, after the fine run from the short pass by Evans, got him down to the 12. Forget about it. Holding brings it back, and the ball will be now in Gavilan territory at the 45. First down and 20. Still plenty of time for the Rams. 4:33 and counting. Fourth quarter, 13-6, Butte College in the lead. Three receivers, two to his left, one to his right. Bracy in the backfield. Bracy up the middle, has real estate, trying to avoid the official, gets past midfield, trying to get out of bounds, and he does it. But gets inside Butte College territory down to the 48-yard line of the Roadrunners.
With that play not getting out of bounds, that could mean that this might be the last drive for the Rams. By the time they regroup and huddle, they will burn another 30 seconds off the clock.
Gain of 8 on the play, second down and 12. Now Bracy has 62 yards. Jennings and LaShawn Woods to the right. Johnson Joseph near side. Bracy in the backfield. Play action to Bracy. Evans has time over the middle. LaShawn Woods catches it, drops it, incomplete pass. Del Carlo defensively.
Don Damon, number 72, after the fumble. You see big Don Damon hustling after the football. He's 6'4", 324 pounds, and he's a freshman.
Del Carlo already with 2 interceptions on the day. A big defensive player right there. Del Carlo's been all around the ball, especially in pass coverage. Now more common setup for Gavilan with 3 receivers. Far side, Bracy in the backfield. Rollout, Evans has time, throwing to Jennings. Jennings has to go back and get the ball. Canelo once again lets him catch it and then drags him down. Where will they give the forward progress to? Not a very generous spot, only to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a 4th and 9.
It seemed to me he caught the ball around the 40-yard line. You'll get a chance to look at it here. And watch where he catches the ball. Looked to me as if he caught the ball closer to the 40. This is the biggest play of the game. 3 minutes to go. 4th down and 10 for the Rams.
Evans now 20 for 45, 201 yards through the air. 2 interceptions, but that 1 touchdown pass has put him back in. Under 3 minutes, as Steve mentioned. 4th down and a very long 9. They need to get down near the 35-yard line. Evans back pass, pressured, trying to find LaShawn Woods. He catches the ball. First down, Gavilan. Big play. Del Carlo makes the touchdown-saving tackle because if LaShawn Woods breaks it, goodbye.
Well, looking down press row as we take a look at the replay. Big play, 4th and 10. They pick up 11 yards there. No one has turned in their MVP ballot yet.
Very much in limbo, as well it should be. Fantastic second annual Dairy Bowl. Butte College trying to defend their championship. They won it last year, 51-21 against Fresno City. And as you can see, the clock in the background ticking away. 2:25, 2:24, 13-6. Butte College. Ball inside the 35, spot on the 34 of Butte. Evans over center, quick drop. Going out to Jennings. Jennings trying to beat Cannell on the far side, trying to get outside. Stepped out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Gain of 8.
2:12 to go, 13-6 Roadrunners, and the Rams driving on their last possession. They scored a touchdown, and now they're moving the ball very well against the Roadrunners.
We could have a very exciting finish here, because how big is that miss or that failure by Evans to control the snap on that extra point attempt? 13-6. 7 points separate the two teams. Obviously, Coach Perkins of Gavilan more concerned about getting into the end zone, but he has to think about it. What does he do? Go for 2? Or go for the tie? Tracy in the backfield. Back to pass. Evans over the middle to his tight end, Sullivan. Sullivan stopped about the 22-yard line, but that'll be good enough for the first down. Once again, we apologize for the poor picture right there. A big radio transmitter not more than a quarter mile away interrupting that signal. Sullivan, once again, a very conservative route. Enough for the first down, moves the chains, and Gavilan calls a timeout.
Well, the Rams have really come alive offensively. They've been the Rams that we were expecting on their last 2 possessions.
And Steve, looking at the puddles around the track, the rain has stopped for the first time that I've noticed. The wind has picked up a little bit, close to 15 miles per hour now, in the faces of the Rams. 22 yards away from tying the ball game up with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. How does Butte College respond? How do they change up their defense? Or do they?
They just need to go with what they've been doing. I mean, it worked for 3 3/4 quarters, and
Brent Evans has taken a pounding this afternoon. Statistically, not a fantastic performance. But somehow he's still walking, and he's getting a little more time now, and he's leading his Rams downfield.
I think that timeout was more helpful for the defensive backs who have been running like crazy lately. The Roadrunners are changing their defense. They have 2 backs.
Evans gives to Bracy, up the middle. Bracy breaks a few tackles, gets inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line, pick up a 5.
The Rams responded there with a run. The Roadrunners have been running man-to-man coverage all day. That time, they had a deep man and an up man on each of the receivers in a zone.
No huddle offense. 2nd and 5. Under 2 minutes. 1:48 remaining. Play action fake to Bracy. Looking over the middle to Jennings. Trying to get him overshoots. In and out of the hands of Dudley. It could have ended the ball game for Butte.
Dudley with an opportunity in his hands.
Once again, Brent Evans had to throw and then get hit immediately. Ended up on his butt.
Here's a look at the replay there. A lot of pressure came up the middle right as he unloaded the football, but the pass was not even close to being completed.
So Gavilan has 2 plays to get 5 yards for the first down. Still enough time for them to work with. 1:42. Clock stop because of the incompletion. Inside the 20-yard line.
The Roadrunners go into that zone again. 3-4 for the Roadrunners.
Play action fake. Evans looking downfield, has a receiver, ball deflected and in and out of the hands again of Donnie Taylor. Couldn't see exactly who deflected the ball. It might have been Tyler Sharp. Someone in the middle. Got their paw up quickly.
That time the Roadrunners looked completely different on defense. They had 3 rushers, 4 linebackers, 6 yards off the line of scrimmage, and then they had double coverage with the zone defense. They do not want to give up a touchdown on one play. They're willing to give up a little.
Gavilan takes a timeout. Once again, Coach Perkins on the field to talk to his field general, Brent Evans, trying to figure out what is the best 6-yard play for Gavilan to use right now. There you see the situation, 13-6, 1:35 remaining, 4th quarter action, 2nd annual Dairy Bowl from Fresno City College. Aside from that first quarter, Butte dominated. This ball game has been very evenly played. Not well played on either side. Mistakes here and there, more mistakes by Gavilan giving the ball to Butte.
We've seen the explosive type of action here of the Rams only in their last 2 possessions. It was asleep all day. The Roadrunners were able to contain him. But now the action heats up with 1:35 to go.
And according to what we have down in our stats, that is the last timeout for Gavilan. But let's face it, if they don't make it here, who cares if they have any timeouts left? And even if they make it here, they won't need much time taken for the clock to stop, because they'll have about 10 yards to go for the touchdown. So for now, this is it. They don't make it, Butte College will win. They make it, then it's still in limbo.
Here's the end zone view, and here comes the side angle.
2 receivers to his left, 1 top of your screen, Johnson Joseph. Bracey the backfield, Evans drops the ball. He's in trouble, pitches it to Bracey. This might work somehow. Bracey can break a couple tackles, looking for some room. Bracey breaking it up the middle, still on his feet. Inside the 10, first down, Gavilan.
An unbelievable performance, an unbelievable effort by Bracey, a man who is not to his reputation yet today, but on one play, he answers. Look at these moves. Complete chaos.
Fortunately for Butte, that the superhuman effort by Bracey didn't end up in the end zone. 1:05 remaining, clock is ticking away. 6 yards away from a touchdown. Sullivan in, option quarterback. And here he is on the option, trying to break it back up the middle. Oh, upended, inside the 5-yard line. Gavilan's got to be careful. They have no timeouts left. 50 seconds and counting. 4 yards away from a touchdown.
If you're the starting quarterback, you don't like that.
3 yards, excuse me. Ball on the 3-yard line. Evans, trouble with the snap, throws it away. The ball batted away by number 21, Angelo Bridges. Basically, Evans is thinking right there, we need the clock to stop. Just throw the ball out of the end zone. Dangerous pass, though.
Evans took an awful big chance that time. Before that, you saw the option play. Now, are they calling a regular timeout here? Because otherwise, they'd take too much time.
Once again, Evans now is on the sideline. Sullivan is in as an option quarterback, taking the ball out of Evans' hands. I don't know about this, Steve.
I don't know about this at all either, because they're a little bit far out from the end zone.
Jimmy Singleton is in at quarterback. The linebacker, converted from quarterback last year, is in at quarterback. This is the
30 at quarterback.
Option quarterback. Butte College offsides unless, did Gavilan snap the ball and Singleton wasn't looking?
There's a perfect example of why you don't bring in a linebacker to be your quarterback at the end of a game.
They're counting that as a play, but the clock isn't started. Now it finally starts. It just started. So Gavilan, this is 4th down, and on the field they're showing 3rd down. Could this be another Colorado 5th down miracle? The pass is up. It is caught by LaShawn Woods, and he's in the end zone!
Here it is again. The pass would have been held short, but no. On 4th down, again they come up with a miracle. Almost tackled at the 2-yard line into the end zone. They took all the bad breaks that they got in the first half and the first 3 quarters, and they got all the breaks back here in the last 2 minutes of the game.
And this is it right here. Big missed opportunity after the first touchdown when they couldn't convert the point after. Now they are forced to go for 2. Hey, it's the last game of the year, and Coach Bill Perkins says we have to get a victory. Singleton in as the option quarterback with Bracey. Here comes Singleton. Singleton, does he get in? Yes!
Singleton into the end zone, 14-13. Gavilan, penalty flags everywhere, but they don't care with 20 seconds to go. Fans and players all over the field. What an unbelievable comeback.
Gavilan celebrating what they think will be a Dairy Bowl victory. Singleton on the option, decides to keep it, pulls his way in. He was met about a yard out, but with his strength, And with his size, he was able to power his way in. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call against Gavilan. 20 seconds on the scoreboard. Fortunately for Butte, they did not run the clock. The score clock operator did not allow a second to go off on that play that probably took 3 to 4 seconds.
Well, you can say that Jimmy Singleton, the linebacker, was 1 for 2, and the second one was the one that counted. And now the ballots are beginning to flow in for most valuable player.
There you see the few, the proud, the Gavilan fans. They have sat and have been soaked and have been sitting on their hands for almost the entire ball game. And now they might come away with their 10th win of the year, and they could push up near number 1 in the state. They are 6 right now, Butte number 10.
This game was the tortoise and the hare. Butte got out to a racy start. We're up 13 to nothing immediately, and the turtle just kept coming and coming and coming, and finally it finished strong.
The most amazing play, and one that we will never forget, is Evans bobbling the snap on 4th down and 5. I believe it was at Butte's 22-yard line. Somehow getting the ball back, not being dragged down, off balance, pitching it
to Bracey,
and Bracey just somehow breaking his way through the defenders. But with the penalty, you have to kick off from the 20. Slips and falls on the kick. Cooper gets it. Cooper looking to pitch it to someone. Does. Look out.
He doesn't need to do that.
They have time.
They have 14 seconds. That pitch lost 5 yards for the Roadrunners.
Instead of being on the 40 yards away, they're 45 yards away. Now we're saying they have time. 6 seconds went off. 14 seconds remaining. They could have run 2 plays, though, if they did not lateral the ball. And now they take a timeout. Butte College takes a timeout right here. Very interesting call by Rigsby because the clock stops anyway on the change of possession.
If the kickoff is in the air, they could have even called a fair catch there and stopped the clock. Instead, the lateral was not a good idea. They're down by 1 point. If they have the ball at the 40, now they have it at the 45. Let's take what we actually have. 45-yard line. If they could get to the 20, they could try a field goal.
And Al, how many timeouts do we have, Butte? How many do they have? They have 2 remaining? So they're in as good a situation as you can be with 14 seconds remaining and trailing by 1. But they have a shot. Like Steve said, a pass down to about the 25, 20-yard line will take, 6, 7 seconds. And then it'll be in Jim Merrill's range. Wind is behind Butte College.
Every fan in the stadium is on their feet.
Gavilan has celebrated. Butte College trying to spoil the party right now and have a little celebrating of their own. Trailing by 1, 14 to 13, second annual Dairy Ball from Fresno City College.
The drums are pounding.
Not too many people here, but they're making pretty good ruckus. 3 receivers, 4 receivers. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Single setback. Hughes, back to pass. Looking deep down the middle. Joe Johnson, can he go up and get it? No, batted down. Nick Maritini on the defense.
Maritini stepped in front and batted it down.
4 seconds went away on that play. 10 seconds remaining.
They still have time for one more pass play and then the timeout for the field goal.
So Rigsby, obviously aware of how many timeouts he has, will take a completion anywhere on the field, but they need at least 20 yards because of the poor field condition and all the rain and how much it's soaked and how wet the ball is. They need to get it close. Johnson short to the left. Atkins and Chris Avery to Hughes' right. 4 defensive linemen. And Hughes is sacked. Gavilan will win. 5 seconds remaining. The only thing that can save Butte College now is a Hail Mary completion in the end zone. Timeout obviously taken immediately by Coach Rigsby of the Roadrunners. Hughes is dropped at midfield, 50 yards away now. They have no opportunity, at least in my mind, to complete a pass, call a timeout. Here on the replay, plenty of pressure.
The pressure came right up the middle.
Mike Barnes on the sack.
And dropped Hughes. The fans here quiet now. after erupting for the last 5 minutes as the Rams fought back and to take a 14-13 lead over the Roadrunners.
Hughes now, obviously he's the same type of quarterback that Evans is in the matter of speaking, that he's not a runner. Minus 30 yards on the ground, most of those obviously coming from being sacked. Now Gavilan asking their fans to respond one more time. A valiant comeback. Butte College dominated the first quarter. Gavilan dominated the last 4 minutes or so of the fourth quarter. The entire offensive unit huddling up with Coach Grigsby for the final play of the second annual Dairy Bowl. Three receivers go up top to Hughes' left. You have Johnson, Short, and Atkins. Receiver to the right is Avery. 5 seconds remaining. Shotgun for Hughes. Hail Mary pass. Hughes gets hit. Releases. Short's the only one there. Overthrows. That's the ball game. Gavilan wins.
An eruption onto the field. Their fans sat on their hands for 3 hours, but in the end, they came through with 2 drives for 2 touchdowns in the final few minutes of the ball game, and Gavilan defeats Butte 14-13 here.
Second annual Dairy Bowl goes to Gavilan. Fantastic effort late in the ball game, and the second annual Dairy Bowl crown goes to the Rams from Gilroy, the Gavilan College Rams.